what's been on your mind this week? You know, like what kind of things you've been thinking about.
Oh yeah, I've been thinking about uh, same thing as you probably. What you been thinking about, bro?
Yeah, a lot of stuff crossed my mind, but but definitely the whole idea of like manhood and like fatherhood. You know, like
Okay.
how big of a deal it is. I think for everybody, but for us specifically, you know, especially if
Yep.
it's not clear. Um,
Especially for us as we're getting older, and
exactly, exactly.
you know, So for me, it's been like major and important, imperative to think about fatherhood because uh, for the last 12 years along my journey, I've been, I've gotten away from, anything that can be destructive to my success. So now that I'm here, it's like, I need a, who do I leave it to? Who gets it? Because it's like no one has the rightful ownership over me. Nobody has privileges or, you know, everybody lost their rights when, so it's kind of like a Michael Jackson and Prince thing. I definitely have to start thinking about who I'm going to leave all this stuff. Now we built a show. So it's like in 50 years, I don't want one of our so-called friends who don't even support us to come along and, their kids, because we got about 50 years in living left, so let's say 60 years go by, and we're passed away. Who do we leave all this stuff to that we worked hard for? We can't let, uh, because I love people and I love friends and family, but it's like this stuff going to the children, of us,
Oh my
of
God.
ours. So, now I'm thinking about, fatherhood. So I can leave this to your children or my children, you know. So, it's very important, man,
Uh-oh.
at this stage. And they says we're not even close to our peak because they said we're still growing until 45. We haven't even gotten to our prime yet. So we're not even close to that age.
Yeah,
We
yeah, I like
still
that.
under.
Yeah, man. Yeah, men seem to peak at a later age.
Oh
Yep.
no.
Especially
We're
when it
trying
comes.
to we're preparing ourselves for it early though. You know?
Yeah, honestly, that's my goal too. Yeah, I like that idea. I once read I can't remember which book it was. Maybe it was like one of those old like 1930s books, but it was like you look at Abraham Lincoln's life. He didn't do anything much of anything before he turned 40 years old.
Mm-mm.
I was
A
like,
lot of
what?
people, yeah, no, a lot of books. That's true. In a lot of books, it's like that because if you cite books, and you read them, it says, many great kings, many great men spent
What?
most of their life trying to escape struggle and slavery. You know,
Yeah,
so that's a true statement right there.
right.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean, I think it works like that. It's like the good with the bad because it's like we were talking about. You need haters. Same with the good and the bad. That's how it works. It's like a funny science to the madness, huh? Behind the madness.
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, really, like, would those guys be as great as they were if they didn't have to overcome some form of struggle?
No.
Just have a
Absolutely.
whole kingdom handed to you, you know,
No.
for free.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, so I mean, where do you start? You know,
Yeah.
you trying to build a family, have like 17
Yeah.
kids.
I mean, I'm not discriminating. I don't discriminate. That's one thing that I learned from being discriminated upon. So I don't discriminate on creed, color, or race. You know, and then if God says I need all those children, then so be it. You know, I'll take care of them. You know, they not gonna be out here running around crazy and all that. You know, so I know how to. I got so much skills in the field of teaching now that I can keep I can keep some kids captivated. You know,
yeah.
I'm teaching grown men right now. Like, I save myself, and I'm saving people, man. You know,
love that. Yeah, man. That's interesting. I'm wondering if let's say, I mean, I'm feeling like just the little time I had with my dad was real impactful, you know. But I'm feeling like there's a lot of people putting in work as dads and men now, probably not getting credit for it, especially in the Black community. We got all these like crazy stereotypes, you know. Actually, here's one. I was looking at this last week.
Right.
If you look at the U.S. Census, the estimated population for African Americans is 42 million, between 42 million and 44 million, depending on how you count. If they're just people who mark, you know, black only, then it's 42 million, and then the others like something like 44 million. But okay, so take that number, and then you hear this like idea like, oh yeah, so most Black men are in prison, or like a lot of Black men majority of Black men are in prison.
Right.
If you look at the federal prison population, it's like 1.2 million. That's the full population of people in prison, in federal prison. I didn't count state prisons, but I know it's not 42 million, or even 22 or 21.
Yeah, that's slavery. That's slavery.
Yeah, well, it is slavery. Actually, it's a modern version of slavery, because it's the one place where you're allowed to pay people little to nothing for their actual labor, which is pretty ridiculous. But the point I'm trying to make is, there's only 1.2 million people in prison. Sorry, I shouldn't say only. That's a lot of people. But that would have to mean that there's like only 1 million. Sorry. Okay. Let's say there's like 2 million black men in the United States would have to be the case for there to be the majority of us in prison. That's the only way that works out. Otherwise, that's a complete lie. If even half of the population, 21 million people was just Black men, which is probably closer to like 18 or 17 or maybe 16. Like, that's a complete joke. Where does that idea come from? That's so ridiculous. Like, it's impossible.
Yeah, because you know, the majority of the African Americans that come out of a certain neighborhood are the ones that are getting yanked up, and then they're the ones that end up incarcerated. You know, so they're filling, you know, each city's jails by majority, more than half. Some places.
Just based on that population. Yeah, well, no, that stat is true though. Of that 1.2 million, it's like 40-something% Black. So those numbers don't make sense. Especially if we only like 13% of the population. Like,
exactly.
It don't even make. Yeah, so that's no joke. Yeah, man. But I just don't like the idea. I feel like there's a whole other population of people we're not talking about who are doing things, who are actually trying to hold down responsibility, who haven't gotten thrown into prison or got caught up, you know, in the street life or whatever. Like, there's just like
everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never